Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Troy with DDM's Realm, and I've got another video here for the hunts that are in the Jungles of Chult. If you haven't already, throw me a subscribe, become a patron, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I really appreciate any and all support I can get. And make sure you share these with your friends and fellow guildies that might find them useful. So today we're going to talk about the hunts that are in the Tomb of Annihilation in the Jungles of Chult. They are a big part of this mod, and you will see a lot of people working on these things. What they are is hunting the most dangerous and fearsome beasts within the Jungle of Chult. So the beasts that you're going to be fighting in Chult you're going to be looking for basically the rares that spawn on their own. Those rares are going to give up trophies. You're going to turn those trophies in to get lures, and those lures are going to bring in boss creatures for hunts. Those boss creatures are going to drop these items when they die, and they are going to be shared with the group. So if you are hunting with a certain set of group, make sure you do that with some friends, guildies, alliance, people that you trust, because a lot of people have been basically mooching off these hunts and making sure and stealing other people's loot. Basically, you spend a lot of time to get the trophies for the lure, then you lure something out, and then somebody else snags up the loot on a random die roll. So the best way to actually fix that is run your own hunt groups with your own lures. And when you form that group, make sure you change your loot options up here. Can't do it right now because I'm not in the group. So they are party leader decides who gets what over blues. That way you can divvy up the loot that is dropped. You can make sure the people that are spending their resources are getting the loot. Other people can actually grab some of the trophies from the higher tiered stuff and then turn those in for higher tier hunts, basically. So to see those higher tier hunts, we'll go check out our campaign here. Hunt tree right here is on the left hand side, and you'll see that you start off here, and you can, once you complete this first one, you're able to purchase 1-star lures from the vendors. Once you get the second one, you'll be able to do 2 stars, and you'll be able to get 3 stars for the final one once you unlock that. That's a fairly tricky one because you're going to get rare lures to get a boss. Then those bosses will rarely drop other trophies. Then you'll combine those rare boss trophies to get a lure to finally get the final tier, King of Spines, which takes a lot of luck. It's going to take a little bit of time, and you're just going to have to get used to grinding through all of these trophies. But this is how you unlock your ability to purchase them. So you get this left tree, the monster hunt here, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. The vendors for these are in the south side of the port city here, right over here in this little nook. You probably talked to them when you first got in here, and they kind of start on the left for tier 1s, work their way around to tier 2, tier 3. So if you look at these guys, you can see they'll tell you what they're for. So this is a tier 1 lure. To get that, that's a tier 2 lure, and they'll tell you what you actually need to get those. And the tier 1 stuff, you're going to need the Tyrannosaurus Rex Fang for all of them. Then you'll combine the trophies from the tier 1 bosses to get tier 2 stuff. Then your tier 2 stuff, you will combine the trophies you get from tier 2 stuff to finally get the tier 3 stuff, which will be very few and far between, I'm thinking, unless they really change the drop rate and let you have the ability to have more than one of these trophies on your person at a time. So that's a big thing to keep in mind. Once you get a trophy from a rare mob, you need to put it in the bank, or better yet, put it in the mail. That way you can get more trophies if you kill more beasts or go fishing and get them. You can kill a beast and get the trophy in your inventory if your other trophy is in the bank, but if you're fishing with a trophy in the bank, you will not be able to get a second trophy. So the only way to get that second trophy is to make sure it is in mail, so you've mailed it out. Hopefully they change that, because this is a huge pain in the butt. These trophies are rare enough that they should just stack up, and people should be able to do these hunts as they collect the pieces. So this gives you an idea. You can see what's in here. This needs to be in your inventory. It won't pull out of the bank or the mail. But when you're ready for a hunt, pull the ingredients that you want out and go ahead and grab the lure for that particular hunt. To figure out what you want to do, to start with, just grab whatever you can. But if you want to look for specific loot, you really want to go into the collections here. You can look at Chult, and then you can find... Oh, went past the other way. There we go. Here are the hunts of Chult and what you can get from it. So you can look through this gear, see what there is. Lots of cool rings. It's a good different sets of gear for people as well. The basic rings you'll be able to get out of the easier hunts. The more difficult, the more powerful rings you will have to get from the hunts later on. But you can look through this stuff and see that there are 3 sets of boots, as an example here, that I can pick, but they come from only specific hunts. So if you see a hunt that you like, you're going to want to farm that ingredient, you're going to want to farm that trophy. Alright, so we went through your campaign to unlock the hunts, so you can do them themselves. You can actually participate in a hunt, but you will not be able to activate the pedestal basically for it if you have these. If you don't have these. If you have these, you can actually purchase the lure and start the hunt, which is pretty cool. And another nice thing about this is that you can actually get extra forgotten totems every week for doing these hunts. So you have your weekly haul cap up here on the top right. But if you do hunts, you can actually increase that a little bit. So what I suggest is as you start this off, get your jungles going, grab hunts. That way you're able to start hunts, you're able to get those lures and get your extras. If you can't get other groups, then you can work on actually this tree to increase the amount of your weekly haul. Alright, so let's head out to the jungle and let's talk about how, where, and why you're going to find these rares. Alright, to get you started here, we are going to fight mobs inside of the jungle. Now, these rares can spawn in any place within the jungle. So I've heard a lot of rumors going around that there's certain rares spawn in certain places. That's not actually true, except for the T-Rex. Everything else can spawn where it's like creatures spawn. So if dinosaurs, velociraptors spawn in one spot, you can keep killing that spot to get the Tyrannus to spawn in that same spot. So it works all the same way. So your rares you're going to be looking for is a Big Claw Pincher, which is from Big Claw that's found in any of the crab locations. You have Venom Tail Poison that can be found from Venom Tail Scorpions. These can be spawned anywhere where scorpions is. You're going to be looking for also the Rotting Ogre's Femur, which can be found anywhere that undead spawns. Then there's the Smilodon Tooth, which can be found on Smilodons, and these are found anywhere jungle cats or bears actually spawn. The Batiri Braves Trinket can be found on in any Batiri spawn location. But important thing with this is that only the Brave will drop the trinket. So the Brave spawns with a bunch of other goblins. Make sure to kill that Brave first or claim that Brave so you can get the trinket. If you fight in the other stuff, then somebody else can swing by and snag that Brave from you. It's also a good idea to kill the Brave first anyway, because the Brave buffs up those goblins. And once the Brave dies, everybody else is easily handled. Tyrannus Talon can be found on the Tyrannus, which can spawn in any dinosaur spawn location. And then the T-Rex Fang comes from the T-Rex, and that can be found from the T-Rex or the King of Spines Heroic Encounter, rarely, as well. So the difference with the T-Rex is the T-Rex will spawn in 2 different places. So if we look at our map here, the T-Rex spawns up, or the very south end, kind of walks down the beach here, and does this little loop right through this area. Then it can also spawn up on this side, and then it runs through this area. It kind of does a little looping patrol through here. All of these Tier 1 ingredients or trophies can be pulled out of the river as well. So you can pull those out of fishing. They will come out just like kind of the treasure map location where you have the little dash. You can push any button to reel it in. It doesn't fight. It's easy to catch. Those are actually trophies and ingredients, as well as you can get crafting ingredients there. And even on occasion, some of the new items. There's some of the new boot items. Alright, so let's go look around and see what we can find here. See if we can find any of these rares for you guys. Now, a good thing to keep in mind is if you're going to farm this stuff, maybe pick an area and just keep clearing it. As I'm running through a jungle, I will look around and see if there's any rares that are spawned. Kind of get my targeting thing on there. I can see what they are. And see if any of the rares spawn. People are learning to kill these rares pretty quickly now, so they don't hang around for too long. But they can spawn anywhere, so you need to keep an eye out and check kind of everywhere as you go by. One trick you can do while running around here is you'll see that there are some regular spots where people run and hang out, and other spots where people won't. Those are the areas you want to kind of go where people don't normally go, and you'll have a chance of having some rares maybe stick up or stick out versus in some of the main thoroughfares where people kill stuff left and right. Alright, so a great place to hunt down some of the rares for the undead, the ogres, are around the fort. Only when the HE is not going. When the HE is going, other things spawn here and we'll kill all these guys. But as you see here, we've got a couple of these rotting ogres, and these are going to be some of the rare trophy mobs. So I am going to pull them together and beat them down. Let's see if they drop anything for me. OP tank, so I don't kill things too quickly, especially out here. Luckily, we can fast forward. Alright, when they die, you want to keep an eye out for those blue spawns there. That'll show you what the trophies are. But unfortunately, with this group, I did not get a set. But you can see they spawned right here where some of the zombies are. You can see that there are more ogres over there as well. I've actually noticed around the fort here, quite a few ogres will spawn, as people normally will avoid them unless they're hunting down the rares. And then as they kill more and more around here, they get more and more ogres appearing. So the place to hunt braves is around the Batiri area. Right there's the brave in front of us. And you can see how they have that red glow on them. They stand out like a sore thumb. They're really easy to find. Easy to find maybe, but you'll notice that that brave moves around and makes this quite difficult. Keep targeting him. Try to spread them out a little bit so that shaman's heals don't get the brave. These ogres are not helping. So we got some blue drops on this one, but it doesn't look like I got anything. Oh, right there is the Series Brave trinket. Nice. Alright, so there you go. That's how you get this guy. Pretty straightforward, but can be a bit of a pain when there's a bunch of them. So this entire section up in the northwest area is a good place to hunt down the Braves. This area here is a really good place to get the undead stuff, and also right down through this wing. And then this main area over here, down by the river, is a good place to get crabs. We want to look for the big crabs. The best way, or the big claws, the best way to do that is really just come on out here. And then I hop in my boat here and can cruise by and do drive-bys the shores over there. Or the little beaches. So the big claws often spawn in this area. Right here is one of the little platforms you can put a lure on right here next to this river shell, directly in front of here. And these are that's what you're going to look for all of the different hunts. So each of them will have a little that'll sparkle, and you'll be able to put your lure on there when you have that quest or when you have that item. And as soon as you put that on there, the boss will spawn, and you'll get to fight him. There you go. Here's some big claws sitting out here near this fishing area. So that one died. I want to make sure it didn't drop anything. And neither did that one. Oh well. And this can be quite the full-time job, going from rare to rare, hunting things down. See, there's more rotting ogres over there. Nice. So the ogres don't aggro from very far. Those dinos right there will aggro from a long, long ways away, so keep an eye out for them. Oh, here's the T-Rex. Oh, and it just died. Doesn't look like we're getting lucky with the Tyrannus, unfortunately. I was hoping to show you those and maybe some Smilodons, but we are not having much luck. However, that should give you the gist of what you should be doing, how you should be hunting down these rares, and where you might find the specific ones you're looking for. So you can run around, look for the ones that you might want to actually fight, or you can go ahead and go and fish and hope you're lucky pulling out the right trophies from there. Alright, well, I hope you find these helpful. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Throw me a subscribe if you become a patron. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and share these with all your friends, family, anybody that might find them helpful. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Until next video, play smarter, not harder.